Welcome back. If you're just joining us, you're watching the news at 10 live on Channels Television. A reminder of our top stories. Presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar, faults the 2019 budget presented by President Muhammadu Buhari, describing it as failing to address current realities in the country. Vice President Professor Yemi Osinbajo goes on a door-to-door campaign in Lagos, meeting with various groups ahead of the 2019 general elections. The Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, says it is not backing down on its strike action as their demands remain unmet by the federal government. And at least 222 people have been killed, over 800 injured after tsunami hit coastal towns on Indonesia's Sunda Strait overnight without any warning. ChannelsTV.com has more information for you, and on youtube.com/channelsweb you can watch our videos. You can also watch us on your mobile device via your browser or download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS and Windows devices from their respective stores. Besides giving you access to news updates on the go, the Channels TV and Channels 24 app have an eyewitness feature that you can use to share pictures, videos and news of happenings around you. Just install the app, then tap and swipe to reveal the menu and follow the instructions. Let's take a look at some of the pictures you sent into our portal. I begin with this one. Eyewitness describes this as extortion by National Identity Management staff around Hausa quarters in Abakaliki, Ebonyi State. He claims they usually demand for 200 naira from the people before attending to them. He wants the relevant authority to look into this issue. Our next photo from Ego local government area of Edo State shows what our eyewitness describes as toxic waste allegedly brought in by a community leader to sand-fill the road around Uselu. Our eyewitness condemns the act, which he claims is harmful to the people and to the community. Next set of pictures you're about to see from Ilaje, Bariga, Lagos, sent in by a delighted witness, shows a refurbished classroom. He claims that after Channels Television visited their locality and brought the plight of the school to the world, someone stepped in and gave the school a facelift. Pupils also were given a new lease of life. He's grateful for the intervention. Well, that's a nice note to end it. Thanks for sending in those pictures, and please keep them coming. Nigerians have been asked to look away. Well, the federal government, beg your pardon, says it has achieved more with less resources, considering what was obtainable under previous administrations. A Minister of Power, Works and Housing, Mr. Babatunde Fashola, says the government is committed to completing abandoned projects and assure it does more to make the lives of Nigerians better. The minister also defined the borrowings under the Buhari government and indicates that the borrowings are within limit and necessary for the development of the nation. He was guest on our political program, Sunday Politics.
By measure by pound, we have achieved incremental power. We're producing more power than what we made. We're transmitting more power than what we made, and we're distributing more power than what we made. We set very high aspirations, and we will get there. And by the by, what I am saying to you today is that we have improved on what we made. And that is unarguable and unimpeachable. So, and we have done so in shorter time and with less resources. At the time we were earning $100 per barrel of oil, I think close to around 2013 or so, our total debt portfolio was about $63 billion. It has now become $73 billion. So we borrowed more when we had more money. We have only borrowed $10 billion. And it is now going to infrastructure. 30% of our budget is committed to infrastructure. At the time Nigeria was earning $100 per barrel of oil, you know our total national budget, $4 trillion. At the time the price of oil dropped to $50 per barrel, and sometimes less, we budgeted $6 trillion. We budgeted $8 trillion. So clearly, in a matter of choice, who is doing more with less?
With over 300 tribes, the federal government certainly has its work cut out in articulating its priorities. In this report, our correspondent, Orelua Shonibare, examines the importance of priorities in the Nigerian context.
Whenever priorities are set, it can mean an attempt to make sense of issues in an order of preference for action to be taken. The absence of priorities paves the way for a chaotic existence. With over 300 tribes, Nigeria is certainly a country with a huge list of needs and wants springing from all corners. There are those who call for restructuring, state creation, and community policing.
Nigeria must restructure its present governance architecture.
This is time to renegotiate Nigeria along federal lines, negotiated by our founding fathers, to stem the tide of separatist feelings and agitations.
In America, where we copied the Constitution, there is a state police, there is a local government police, and there is a federal police. What is beyond the local government police, the state police steps in. What is beyond the state police, the federal police steps in. What is beyond the federal police, then that is when the attention of Mr. President is called.
With the efforts of security services, adding value to the quality of services of our NIAS, the clamor for state police may not even be necessary.
There's also various degrees of security challenges, industrial action, and infrastructure decay. The country's problems certainly did not begin today. The Civil War exposed the cracks in the wall. So how many opportunities has the nation been presented with to collectively address the issues that led to the 3-year war? The conflict may have ended decades ago, but the sores are still evident. Healing, as put by former head of state Yakubu Gowon, can only come when the nation unites.
We should always promote only those who cherish the values and virtues that will stabilize and advance our nation.
The opportunity to rewrite history comes with the willpower to place issues in a manner that can be addressed with convenience. Doing this will be in the best interest of a nation filled with people jostling to make their claim of being the tribe whose shoes pinches the most. Orelua Shonibare, Channels Television News.
Nigerians have been asked to look away from the challenges of 2018, work hard, and believe that there will be greater developments in the country come 2019. This was the admonition of one of the clerics, Apostle Olashukomi Iyolam, at the Praise Mega Jam organized by the governorship candidate of the People's Democratic Party in Oyo State, Oluseyi Makinde. Christians from various denominations across Oyo State converge on Ibadan Recreation Club for the Mega Praise Jam, an annual event sponsored by the governorship candidate of the People's Democratic Party in the state, Seyi Makinde. The event offers an opportunity for Christians and non-Christians alike to come together, sing, dance, and most importantly, pray for the peace of Oyo State and the entire nation.
Choose for us in Nigeria in 2019. Choose for us in Oyo State in 2019.
The PDP flag bearer arrives at the venue in company of his wife, children, friends, and political associates amidst cheers from the crowd. He joins in praise session as a gospel artist, renders his song. As part of his sermon, the officiating cleric asks Nigerians to embrace praise as an offering to God, even as they look ahead to a better economy in 2019.
He that is the owner of heaven and earth is the one that makes the best. It is not the performance. It is not your status. It is not your ability. It is not.
December is Mr. Makinde's birth month, the time he says he uses to celebrate God's mercies.
So when we get towards the end of the year, you want to thank God, for protection, for provision from January all the way through to December. So December period is usually period for me and my family personally, to give thanks to God.
As the event winds down, it carries the PDP candidate's hopes that the coming year, which is an election year, will not only favor him at the polls, but also usher better fortunes. The essence of Christmas has been identified as love, humility, and peace in our daily lives, and not just merrymaking and fun-seeking. This was highlighted by the Most Reverend Ernest Obodo, the Auxiliary Bishop of Enugu Catholic Diocese, during the Enugu Christmas Carol held at the Michael Okpara Square in Enugu. For him, both government and individuals should pursue peace and show love to all without discrimination. Our correspondent Nkiru Ajogu reports.
It's Christmas time, one of the most popular Christian festivities in the world. And to usher in this celebration, Christian faithful engage in various religious activities, including this carol and 9 lessons organized by the Enugu State government to put all and sundry in the mood. Hymns, songs of worship and choruses rend the air as they praise God in commemoration of the birth of Jesus Christ. That ushers in the first reading delivered by the State Governor Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi from Genesis chapter 1, verses 26 to 28.
Let us make man in our own image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the birds of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps upon the earth.
Other key stakeholders take other readings, ushering in the Auxiliary Bishop's charge on the reason for the season.
Come, let us return to the Lord, for he has done that he may heal us. He has stricken, and he will bind us up. After 2 days, he will revive us.
Suddenly, the angel was surrounded by many more heavenly spirits, praising God and saying, "Glory to God in the highest, peace on earth, for God is blessing humankind."
The Christmas decorations are you, when your virtues are colors that adorn your life. The Christmas bell is you, when you all gather and seek to unite.
The gathering did not close without the Anglican bishop praying for peaceful elections and Christmas celebrations in Nigeria.
May the Lord bless us and keep us. May the Lord make his face to shine upon us and gracious unto us. May the Lord lift up the light of his countenance upon us and give us peace in our homes.
And with this joy of the season, Christians here are hopeful it will truly bring them good tidings. Nkiru Ajogu, Channels Television News.
Well-meaning Nigerians and corporate organizations are being encouraged to support the welfare of people living with disabilities. The wife of the Kogi State Governor, Rashidat Bello, gave this charge during the official distribution of wheelchairs to people living with disabilities in Lokoja, the state capital. Mrs. Bello made clear the fact that these groups of people need to be empowered in order to contribute their quota to the development of society.
Persons living with disability in Kogi State gather at the Rehabilitation Center in Lokoja on the invitation of the Kogi State government. Going by the theme for the day, the state government, in collaboration with Mobility and Research Development Center in Lagos, is assisting them with foodstuff, cash, mobility, and other support equipment.
You will agree with me that this present government, both at the federal and state level, conform to global protocol and customize policies of inclusiveness and equity. This is demonstrated in such an occasion as today, when various mobility aiders, such as wheelchairs and crutches, among other things, will be distributed to various beneficiaries.
But the wife of the state governor believes people living with disability are talented and should be given attention.
These efforts are expressed in funding, practical policies, and welfare. I therefore charge you to complement the gesture by being the best you can be. Say no to begging, laziness, and servitude.
Before now, persons with disabilities, decisions will be taken on your behalf, whether favorable or not. You must take it by force. But we thank God for the presence and the Mother's Ministry where we belong that is giving us the sense of it.
A passionate plea from Mrs. Rose Akinola for financial assistance for her son, who has been suffering from a spinal challenge since he was 8 years old, results in her good fortune.
Oh my God, I just want to say thank you. My Lord will just pray for you. Oh, thank you.
Just last year, the Kogi state government donated about 200 wheelchairs to persons living with disabilities in the state, with a pledge of commitment to their welfare.
When the News at 10 returns, yam-producing communities in Paikoro local government area of Niger State blame poor infrastructure as limiting factor for agricultural potential. That's in our community report. Stay with us.